In this tutorial, we'll build an advanced Maxbot conversation. We'll save quick replies in variables, reuse values in responses, route free text answers with keywords, handle unmatched replies with fallback logic, and join conversation paths using the join block. We'll create a rich content response, collect the user's name and email, test the flow via web widget and WhatsApp, review unmatched replies in the training tab, and see how Maxbot stores user data by channel, including automatic phone number capture for WhatsApp. We'll start by creating the initial quick replies and saving the user's selection so we can reuse it later in the conversation. First, we'll add a simple greeting asking the visitor what they need help with. Enable this option to save the user's quick reply selection to the database. We'll store that selection in a custom field called service request. Our first option is I need a website, which is the path we'll follow in this tutorial. Now we'll reuse the saved service request value in the response, so the bot can refer back to the option the user selected. Complete the responses and connections for the remaining quick reply options in the same way. From here, we'll continue with I need a website. For website requests, we'll ask the visitor what kind of website they're looking for and let them answer in their own words. Now enable keyword-based routing. Maxbot will use the visitor's reply to decide which child block should trigger next. Set a fallback message that guides the user back toward the website choices Maxbot can recognize. We'll set the retry limit to 1, so the visitor gets one more chance before Maxbot shows the available choices directly. If the second reply still doesn't match, this prompt introduces the available options as quick replies. We'll also save this free text response as website request separately from the original service request. For our first website option, add the keywords that should trigger this child block. Add the appropriate keywords for the remaining website options in the same way. We won't follow those paths in this tutorial. The priority option is utilized when a user writes a message containing keywords that trigger more than one block. In such cases, the bot will follow the block with the highest priority. For the path we're demonstrating, we'll use a rich content response. Maxbot's formatting tags let us emphasize text and control the layout of the message. After the different paths come back together, we'll ask the visitor for their name. We can then reuse the saved name to personalize the next response. Next, we'll ask for the visitor's email address. Enable this option to save the email address into its corresponding data entity. Finally, we'll confirm that the user's request and contact details have been saved. And we'll end the conversation here to complete the flow. Here, we'll use a join block to bring the different website paths back into a single conversation path. Once the paths are joined, we only need to create the remaining steps once, instead of duplicating them for every branch. Use the Extend button when you want to continue a path by adding another block after the current one. From here, we can extend each branch and connect it to the same join block. Once the branches reach the join, they all continue from the same point. This avoids recreating the same remaining steps separately for every branch. Click on the selected block you want to join and save your settings after completing the flow. Now let's test the flow from the visitor's side using the Maxbot chat widget on the website. Open the chat widget to start the conversation and see the quick reply options we created. We'll choose I need a website. This selection is saved in service request and can be reused later in the conversation. The website path now asks what type of website we need. Instead of matching one of the expected keywords, we'll enter an unrelated answer to test the fallback behavior. We'll type none of these so the reply doesn't match any of the configured keywords. Maxbot then shows the fallback message and asks us to try again. After the retry limit is reached, the available choices are shown as quick replies. We'll select Business Website to continue. Now let's test the same Maxbot flow through WhatsApp instead of the website chat widget. From the website, we'll open the WhatsApp entry point connected to this chatbot project. This opens the conversation in WhatsApp where the visitor can continue interacting with the same automated flow. We'll send the initial message to trigger the Maxbot conversation. We'll choose I need a website. Just like in the web widget, this selection is stored in Service Request. At the end of the flow, we'll enter an email address so Maxbot can save it together with the other captured user data. Now let's examine what occurs when a user reply does not correspond to any of the configured child blocks. A blue block should be displayed to indicate new untreated data. Open the parent block and go to its Training tab. This is where unmatched replies are collected for review. Here we can see the none of these reply we used during testing. Because it didn't trigger any child block, Maxbot saved it under the parent block for training. Finally, let's review the data Maxbot collected during our tests. Use the channel selector to filter captured data by all channels, web widget, or WhatsApp. Here we can see the website request captured earlier and stored with the user's other responses. The email address collected at the end of the flow is also available in the user's saved data. Now we'll switch the channel filter to WhatsApp to review data collected from a WhatsApp conversation. For WhatsApp conversations, Maxbot automatically captures the user's phone number and stores it in the phone entity, so you don't need to ask for it separately. And that's the complete flow. We've saved user selections, routed replies with keywords, handled unmatched responses, joined conversation paths, captured contact details, and reviewed the collected data across both the web widget and WhatsApp.